All right, so today's the day where we complete our first federal income tax return, and I'd like to show you just how easy it can be to complete this form. Now, again, we're going to be completing what's called the EZ form, which is no longer available for tax use, but I do feel that if you practice with this technique, then you should be able to complete the traditional 1040, the new 1040 form that comes out for 2018. So here's the scenario. You're living on your own and you decide to try completing your taxes on your own instead of paying a company that would normally charge $150 for filing on your behalf. We're going to assume that you are 18 years old and you're going to file as a single person and you have no dependents, no children. You will not claim any adjustments or tax credits. So you're simply just going to file and pay taxes on the amount of money that you've earned. Now, you can and should look through Section 2 of the instruction booklet for information regarding the use of the 1040EZ. If you read through that, you might find some items that may apply to you in this particular case. You work for a company called Books R Us, and this company has sent you a W-2 form. You also work at a second job, this fast food emporium, and they sent you a W-2. Both of these will show you how much money you earned for the year. You have an investment with Butler Tech Bank, and the investment's done well, and you've earned $332 in interest, so you've received a 1099 from them for that. Since I'm not in class, we're not going to worry about this earned income credit, so let's go ahead and cross that out. Almost nobody in these scenarios will qualify for that, and I'll talk more about that when I'm back in the classroom. While completing taxes in the 2017 year, the Affordable Health Care Act did require that you have health coverage. So we're going to assume that your first employer, the main company that you work for, they did provide health care coverage to meet this requirement. So on the form that I've given you, we have the 1040 form, the W-2 form provided to you from Books R Us, and the W-2 form provided to you by the fast food emporium, as well as the 1099 form that shows the amount of interest that was earned at the Butler Tech Bank. So with just those three forms that are mailed to you at the end of the year and should be in your mailbox before February 1st of the following year, we can now switch over and complete the 1040 EZ form. This two-sided document is all that's necessary for you to file and complete your income taxes. So pause the video now and take a moment to enter the information, your personal information at the top of the page here. You should notice that a Social Security number was provided for you on this form, so you do not have to include your own. Again, pause the video and resume playback in a moment when you're finished. Okay, so this is what I have. On the form, our name was your name here. So first, middle initial, last name. And the Social Security number provided was provided to us here, 123456789. The home address was not complete, so I just put in an address here. It's important that you go ahead and put an address down. If you'd like to use your home address, you're welcome to do so, or you can use this one. And with the personal information completed on the 1040 form, we move right along. Now let's complete the income portion, steps 1 through 6. In step number 1, we're told to include our wages, salary, and tips. And this would be shown in box number 1 of your W-2 forms. And we've got 2 W-2 forms, so we need to add those two numbers together. From the Books R Us company, we earned $40,182.59. And at the fast food emporium, we earned $3,616.33. So make sure you add those two numbers together before you proceed. And we've got a grand total of $43,798.92 earned at those two jobs. For the second line, we would report any taxable interest. If the total is over $1,500, you cannot use this form. Well, we did have taxable interest. We had an investment at the Butler Tech Bank, and this was the only one reported to us. And at that bank, we earned $332.25. So we'll report that here in line number 2. For number 3, there was no mention of receiving any unemployment compensation, and none of us live in Alaska to take advantage of that fund, so we don't get any money from it. We did not earn any money from it. And the instructions then say to add lines 1, 2, and 3. With my calculator off screen, I did add these two numbers, and I've got a total now of $44,131.17. Now read line 5 carefully. If someone can claim you as a dependent, then check the boxes below, the appropriate boxes below. If no one can claim you, in other words, if you are on your own, which we are in this case, then according to this form, we are entering $10,400 if we're single. It would be $20,800 if we were married. We are single in this scenario. Nobody else can claim us as dependents, so we are entitled to this deduction. Step number 6 tells us to subtract line 5 from line 4. After doing so, we have a number $33,731.17. Fortunately for us, line 5 was not larger, so we didn't have to enter 0. But in this case, we subtracted and got a new total of $33,000. This is our taxable income. We will pay taxes on $33,000, not $44,000. So that's a good thing. Next, we move on to the payments, credits, and tax portion of the form, and step number 7 asks us to report the federal income tax that's been withheld, and we can see this information on the W-2 forms. At our main job, Books R Us, a total of $4,648.88 was already collected for taxes, and from the fast food emporium, a total of $518.40 was withheld for taxes. So we'll go ahead and add those two numbers together, and that'll be the total amount that's been withheld for taxes so far. And that appears to be $5,167.28. For line 8, if we so chose, we would determine whether or not we receive the earned income credit. I'm going to tell you to skip that. We are not entitled to combat pay and reducing because of that. So we're going to put a 0 in both of these places and continue to follow the instructions. Line 9 tells us to add lines 7 and 8A, which is very easy to do here. And number 10 tells us to determine the amount of tax that we need to pay. Now this is very, very important. In all the years that I've been teaching financial algebra, this is one of the most common mistakes that I see from students. Once you get to this point, you now need to step away from your tax form and go to the tax booklet to find how much taxes that you owe. You have to use the tax table that's provided to you in order to report the amount of taxes that you owe. You've already paid $5,000 in taxes, but the instructions here are telling you, based on this number, how much do you actually owe. So let's go figure that one out. So the tax table is available to you in PDF form, and rather than pull up the whole table for us to look at, I'm just going to look at the section that's important for us. The taxable income in this case was in the $33,000 income group, and we're looking for $33,731. $33,731. And now 33,731 looks like it'll fall right here. It's between 33,700 and 33,750. So as a single person, we would pay $4,593 in taxes. If we were a married couple making that income, we would pay $44,126. But in this case, $45.93. That's the number we're going to go with. So this is good news for us because $5,000 has been collected for taxes out of our paychecks. The government says that we really only owe $4,500, so we should be entitled to a refund. But before we jump too far ahead of ourselves, let's go ahead and answer line number 11. We always have to address this. Since we did have health care for this year provided to us by Books R Us, then we are not subject to a penalty for not having health care. So we'll put $0, check the box. And the instructions in line 12 say to add 10 and 11. This is how much in taxes that we owe, $4,593.00. And again, we don't owe $4,000 more. That's just how much in total that we owe for the year. They've already collected $5,000 from us, so the instructions in line number 13 tell us that if 9 is larger than 12, then we should subtract 12 from 9, and that's exactly what we have here. And when we subtract 4,593 from $5,167.28, we're left with $574.28. This is our refund. This is how much we are entitled back from the federal government because we overpaid on our taxes. From here, we would provide a routing number for where we can send or where the government can send this money to, as well as an account number so that the money can be deposited electronically. This works much faster than waiting for a check to be sent to you in the mail. Line 14 says what to do if 12 is larger than 9. In that case, if 12 is larger than 9, then that means we haven't paid enough in taxes. But that's not the case for us. So we're going to write 0 in this place because that's not applicable to us. For the third-party designee, I'm going to leave that blank. I'm not going to give the IRS permission to talk to anybody else about this tax return other than myself. And if I feel that all of my work is correct and accurate, then I'll go ahead and sign my name to the report. And do make sure that you take the time and complete all of this. That way, if there are any simple mistakes that are caught, you can be contacted to correct that and hopefully avoid any troubles with your return in the future. In this case, we are going to skip the very last few lines because we did not pay somebody to prepare this for us. We did this work ourselves. So we'll leave those blank, and this form is now complete and ready to be filed. In tomorrow's class, you'll be asked to complete another 1040EZ form. That time, or in that scenario, you're actually going to be married, and you'll have to combine your income with your spouse because you will be filing jointly. And I'm going to challenge you to complete that form on your own. Again, if you have any questions, make sure you discuss that with your friends in class. You can also ask help from the sub in the classroom too. Good luck.